Well, it's always hard to watch your adult child struggle no matter their age. We have Dr. Kerri Dixon, aka Dr. Mom, whatever, joining us now to offer some guidance for parents on helping adult children through rough patches. How can us as adults recognize stress in our adult children? Because I'm assuming it's going to manifest itself differently than when our kids were 5, 10, 12, 13 years old.
Absolutely. Bill, stress is stress. And we say that if something that would stress us out is stressing them out. They're now adults. So we're looking at divorce, separation, a sick child, a child in the NICU.
Yeah.
I mean, those are everyday stresses.
Here. Your mic is not working, so I'm just going to kind of hold my mic by you so you can still talk. There you go.
All right, there you go. That's okay, Bill.
We're working together here.
We are always. We're talking about everyday stresses, divorce, separation from a spouse, children who are in the NICU or sick babies.
Yeah.
So if it stresses you, it stresses them. There are normal stresses that we need to recognize in our children.
And when do you think you should start giving that advice? Because, obviously, as an adult talking to another adult, you don't want to overstep your bounds there, right? But also, you still have that parental instinct, right? So you feel like you want to step in to help, right?
Yeah, you feel like it, but you can't do everything you feel. I mean,
Yeah.
Bill, let's just be candid. They're still your kid.
Yes.
So if they're stressed, you're super stressed. And a lot of times they don't realize that they're still your child.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to give advice. You use the term advice. It's better to be a listener and to be an open ear because often you're stressing them more by trying to give advice about what they should or should not do.
What's a good, easy way then to have, because sometimes I know me, if I get stressed out, I close up sometimes and I don't want to talk. What's maybe a good way to talk to your adult child, to try to say, hey, is there anything you want to get off your chest? Is that a good way to approach them, or is there a better way to kind of set the table for that conversation?
Watch them, know them. Think about, again, if it stresses you, it's going to stress them. And you know the things people go through. So watch them, and often they may not want to talk. People, a lot of times when they're stressed, they just don't want to say anything, and that's okay. It's okay just to be able to give them someone to listen to.
Yeah.
And don't hesitate to offer professional advice.
Yeah.
So like to say, to give them advice to say to see a professional.
Yes.
Because you're not always detached enough to really give some actual advice. You may take their side, or you tell them to do what you think they should do, and it may not be what works for them.
And that can always be a hard step as a parent too, accepting the fact that you might not know what's best for your children, to step aside and have them get like that third-party advice, someone else to come in and step in, observe that situation that they're in, and then give, an unbiased advice or approach, right?
Absolutely. But oftentimes it's best to start doing that when they're younger.
Yeah.
Stop thinking that you can straighten everything out, that you can help every situation, that you are the end-all, be-all in their life, and take some time to know various ways to help them that doesn't always include you.
Yeah. And then how do we start helping our parents determine their roles? How do we determine roles? Is it just through continued listening and putting ourselves out there, or how do we set those boundaries, those roles, those definitions of where we feel like we are at in a parent-son or daughter relationship?
As the parent, the best thing to do is, again, to listen, but also to just step back.
Yeah.
Step back and understand. And as much as you want to scream, and there are times when you hear something or your kid's going through something, you want to step in. The instinct is to jump in and help and do whatever you can. But really, it's best to stop, just take inventory of how you feel. Speak to your friends, your spouse about how you feel. But don't necessarily always say how you feel to your kid, because you're not making it about you. Yeah. Because oftentimes they'll, oh my God, I'm going through this, and you're making it about you, Mom. You're making it about you. It's not about you. It's not about how you feel. It's whatever you can do to help. But ask or watch them. Some kids you don't want to ask.
So you want to learn to take that step back and kind of just learn and leave it alone for a little bit, right?
Please take
all
inventory.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Mom. We appreciate your time as always. Always good of full sound sage advice, and thank you for fighting through those mic troubles with us. We appreciate it, because I always wanted to hold the stick mic.
Thank you. Okay.